busting your fist against a stone wall. You're not using your brain. That's what the white man wants you to do. Look at you.
So, like, how do y'all feel about people that are greedy in America?
Well, I feel like money isn't everything. Like, people feel like money defines success, but once you get to a certain point of happiness in your life, the money doesn't really matter. Like, money does not equal happiness. Like, your family, your friends, those are things that can make you truly happy, because money is a piece of paper. You can't take money with you when you die. And to be honest, we can't take our skin with us when we die. We're in the flesh right now. Like, we need to mature our souls and truly grow as a person.
I feel as a black American, we all need to come as a person and just recognize what America has done since the old days, such as 1895, 1900s, when the Wright brothers started building their invention and getting money from it, or John D. Rockefeller, for most people that know who that is, and just really appreciate how everything was so cheap, but not to be so greedy at the same time, because all that greediness and value just turns into more greediness and value and ends up being evil, and it just makes you like have this weird thoughts, and you just get weird people around you, and some people even think it's a conspiracy, excuse me for speaking fast. And another thing is, I just feel like if we had more people as a whole, you know what I'm saying, we will be everything what you would think we as a country. So America would be less than what the dollar amount would be, you know what I'm saying? America will be what we will perceive to be 100 years ago, instead of low droughts, fucked up economy, babies having babies such as 13, 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds, grandparents over stressing relationships such as black and white, and even such as simple as traffic lights with cameras, because everybody needs money because of this greedy shit. We're all killing each other, and we're all having kids, killing each other and selling drugs and that. And it's never going to continue either, and it's going to continue for generations in a circle on top of the circle.
And everybody wants a whole lot of money without doing any type of hard work. And I feel a way to fix our economy is we need to stop being greedy, and we need to think about the whole world, the global economy. Like, you got people out in India, China, and other countries overseas that are working in these factories for like 5 cents to the dollar, or like 5 cents an hour, like really low wages. They're working like dirt cheap next to nothing, but they still go out there and do it because they gotta provide for their families. It's like, oh, I need to be making at least $10 an hour. I need to be making this.
I need to make $12 an hour.
It's all about money, 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 money.
It's all about the cash. If you remember, I said that in my video.
Money. And these people out here, they don't want to do no type of work for it. Like, we need in America more people that are willing to learn how to build things and how to create things. Like he was saying about the Wright brothers.
We need more people like Leonardo
Rockefeller.
John D. Rockefeller. You know, he was an oil person back in the 1930s. I gotta get more information on him. But if you wanted to take the time to look John D. Rockefeller up, I strongly recommend John D. Rockefeller, because he plays the role even to this day, because he's a big factor in what today's society can be. And our generation, which I constantly stress, is really fucking up. Excuse my language, but if we don't stop with all this BS, such as, you know, I want to be a rapper, I'm a thug nigga, I'm a hard ass G, all that shit with the tattoos and the jewelry and all that bullshit, we can overcome so much shit. You know, our ancestors was dying 100 years ago to give us this day so we can walk on the streets and do an interview. And that's the same thing with our parents and the parents before them. The motherfuckers is constantly bringing shit down. You know what I'm saying? I need to chill. Let this nigga
and I just want to add that everything began with a vision, a little bit of hard work, and a thing called intuition. So you really got to just keep striving and be dedicated. You need hard work and dedication to make it. And faith too, like he said.
And confidence, Jay.
And confidence.
Nobody has confidence no more. Self-esteem is low.
And discipline.
We need discipline like the military. And another problem is with these kids, having young kids, they don't have no discipline. See, we need more discipline the way I grew up. The way I grew up, you talk back to your mom, you get your ass whooped.
And I'm tired.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm tired of all this shit, YOLO and shit, and this you only live once, and these niggas doing this fucked up shit just cause, oh, I'm not gonna live to see tomorrow or some shit. Man, fuck that shit. If you got God in your heart, man, you're gonna get eternal life.
Y'all are talking about...
I want to add another thing. You know, we kind of getting off, you know, top off the question, but we are kind of feeding into the question. If you can apply yourself to selling drugs or to be a rapper, I'm a rapper, but really do something else that can succeed in your life, such as going to college or selling, you know, other shit, such as stolen iPods or stolen MP3 players, then you can apply yourself to take care of your motherfucking family and to take care of your mama when she's sick, if she has MS, she has AIDS, if she has fucking just anything, scoliosis, and you can just take care of that. And fuck all this black shit. Oh, I'm a black nigga, so you gotta hate on me. Fuck all the color shit. The color shit don't mean nothing to me, man. That's another thing I want to get on. Thing with gangs is, gangs think they rule the earth and they think this is their property. In reality, this is not their property. This is the white man's property. I'm not saying that to offend anybody, so if you white and it offends you, you have bigger issues than what I thought. This is the white man's property. This is not your property. So these motherfuckers is killing each other for red and blue, and it's not their property. They're gonna continue to kill each other and sell poison to their people, and it's not doing nothing. And if all the drug dealers can take the motherfucking money that they making, that they claiming they making, spending $20,000 on chains,
put it back into the community,
put it back in the community, then I swear to God, the motherfucker,
we'll be alright.
We'll be alright. There's a movie with Mekhi Phifer. It's called Clockers. It's similar to that, but they didn't get back to the movie. You need to check out the movie Clockers because he was talking about the same shit, and the police officer was kind of. He was a good police officer, but he made sure that he did the right thing.
And I'm saying all this, all the gangs out here, if all the gangs freaking unified, we could fix up our communities.
There's more
the gangs are they're too strong right now. They're too divided right now. If we unified that shit, we could build our own black nation and build up our own community.
And for the kids, you know, I'm stressing this for all kids, white, black, Hispanic, it don't matter. You need to apply yourself to every day. Listen to your parents. Even when they talk some bullshit, it's still gonna carry. Now, I'm not gonna say everything is 100% correct what your parents are gonna say, because me and my dad had a lot of disagreements, but I still listen to my dad. Trust me. Now, I'm not saying everything he says is right, but there's some stuff that he does say is right. The thing is with these kids, they don't believe it, because when they 12 years old, 11 years old, they're not gonna believe it. And the thing is, when I was 12, 13 years old, I really didn't believe half the shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I really feel like if you stop putting shit and stop procrastinating, we can build ourselves as a nation. And for the black kids especially, stop growing up to be a thug nigga. If you're gonna grow up to be a thug nigga, you better grow up to get your ass not raped in jail, because that's what's gonna happen. And stop treating these deadbeat mamas and like less than respect for what they are, because half of these black women are dissing us black men that's good. The black men that like to read, the black man that like to do books, write books, poetry, like to rap, like to speak intelligent, like to do more shit to help their lifestyle, another person's lifestyle. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? We need to have more unity in this community, because if there's no unity, there's gonna be more aggression, and all this shit's gonna fail. Excuse me, I'm done.
True that. I just wanted to add, like, me and him, all we trying to do, we just trying to make our mamas proud. We don't care about stripes. We don't care about being hard. We don't care about a freaking reputation. We don't care about a freaking clique or a group. We just trying to make our mamas proud, and we just trying to be successful.
I'm trying to get mom to our live, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die soon. It's not gonna be now, but I'm gonna die soon. You know, like I always said, fuck the YOLO, because YOLO is some bullshit. So I'm gonna talk to Drake. Drake, let me check this out. I'm not dissing Drake. I have no problem with Drake whatsoever. But Drake, if you listening to this video, you need to stop with this YOLO shit, because you got young niggas like such as my age, 18 and 19, doing the most retarded shit. Some people quitting their jobs. Some people don't take care of their kids. And I'm not saying, yeah, it's their fault because they need to take responsibility. In fact, yes, they are adults and they need to take responsibility. But at the same time, people worship these celebrities and they follow everything they say. Yes, I am a big fan of Soulja Boy, but at the same time, I don't be saying swag. I don't do that shit all the time, because I'm still living in reality. I still gotta pay my bill. I still gotta eat. I still gotta take care of my mama. I still gotta take care of myself. I still gotta take care of other people such as him if they need some help. You know, if he needs some money, I'll give him my money. You know, that's the problem. People just greediness, and everybody just want to take instead of gimme.
And then I want to add, apply yourself to supply your wealth. The only limitations you'll ever have are the ones you place upon yourself. So you are the only person that's truly holding you back from achieving whatever you want to achieve. You can do anything. Like, the world is yours. Like, I know Nas said that, I know Scarface said that, but it's so motherfucking true. This whole world, this can be yours. If you got hard work, if you got dedication, and if you're willing to grind and go out there and get it.
Y'all were talking about greedy and stuff. How do you feel about people on disability that don't need to be on disability, and the people that try for 5 years to get on disability that really need it? Like, my dad's on it and it took him 4 years, and the doctor said if he worked then he will die.
I feel like the people that don't need disability but they have disability, I think the government, no. Scratch that. Scratch the government. I think the president should run everybody's license. You know how everybody gets their license checked once a year or once every 2 years? I think the government or the president should check their license once a year with the Social Security, and if they're not eligible, they should drop them. And the people that do need it, every day that they go to the doctor, or no, not every day, excuse me, every day that they need to go to the hospital for whatever reasons they need a checkup or whatever, they should check them on their insurance, and they need to view the insurance to see if the balance is right. If the balance is not correct, then they should do something about it, because more money that's taken out of people that don't need the Social Security, they can be given to somebody else that's in a wheelchair, somebody else that have seizures, somebody else that needs that shit. Because we're taking money out their pocket, and it's taking money out of our pockets too, because we paying taxes for our pockets and our parents' pockets, and from this bullshit that the president is trying to pull on us, and or the government. So the government trying to make us weak. That's the thing with it. You need to stop all this bullshit and put more appliances into these people, because these people always gonna get away with this greediness and keep taking money. And we need more people to dedicate and not pay so much attention to how they look about clothes and shit, and be more realistic, because life is so short. And to make sure that they can get people like, I'm not saying him, but people like him, you know, that need disability, and so they can make sure they take care of, because you got people selling drugs that don't need to sell drugs because they need disability. And that's my little input.
Yeah, people just to use disability just for the money, like, I think that's like laziness right there. Like, there's people that really need that disability, and that's just wrong for people to just take the government's money or anybody's money when they don't need that money or deserve that money. And my next topic now is, and on this topic, I kind of have like, I can see both sides of the coin of this topic. Okay. Like, let's talk about welfare. How do you feel about it? How do you feel? Yeah.
Okay. What I think about welfare, you know what I want to do? Before I go for welfare, I want to hear what the camera lady has to say about welfare on the camera. You don't have to show your face, but I don't want to, what do you think about that?
I think that people who need it deserve it, but there's a lot of people that are applying that don't need it. Like, I remember my dad, like I was saying earlier, like, it took him forever to get it, you know, and my mom, she was a single mom for a while, and like, she needed that shit, but she didn't do it. She worked her ass off. She worked 2 jobs, and she still had 2 kids, and she was not complaining about it. But there's people now that have 1 kid, and they have their dad and stuff, and they're still complaining about it and getting on welfare. But it's like, I find that shit pointless, because like, everyone's just being lazy, you know. If people actually, like, you know, like he was saying, you know, they actually applied themselves, then they wouldn't need fucking welfare. There's people that cannot get out of bed who need that shit, and then there's people that can walk. If you can fucking walk, and then you can fucking work.
Now, babe, do you feel like that's a black and white thing, or you think that's just any color? Because people always put black and white when it comes to certain topics like this.
I know a lot of white people that are laying on their ass, you know, shooting up drugs and on welfare. You know, it's not just black and white.
Yeah, and they're using the welfare money to go buy
more drugs.
So, sweetheart, you will say for a fact, I mean, I already know this, but coming from another Caucasian, that you do know for a fact that Caucasians do this type of shit, because for some reason other Caucasians don't believe white people do that. They always blame
I find white people are more fucked up with it. I mean, not like no racist shit, because, you know, obviously I'm with you and shit, but
my girlfriend is white, by the way, you know.
I feel like there's more white people laying out and not working, you know, because like now, I mean, like all my friends that I was doing drugs with, because I used to do drugs, they were all mostly white, you know, and Mexican and stuff. Like, they were all, you know, we were all snorting stuff together and stuff. But I mean, black people just fuck with weed, really. They don't fuck with other stuff, you know. Like, everyone that's like strung out on crack and stuff is, you know.
That's right, you know.
And the perception is just black.
And another thing is, I'm gonna get back on the welfare.
I didn't know that.
I feel like welfare, you know, it can go both ways. It can be positive like a motherfucker, or it can be negative like a motherfucker. You know, excuse me for language, but you know, if we excuse me for what I'm about to say, but for the black community, I'm very disappointed in us, because welfare can be white, black, any color that you can think of in the rainbow, but especially in the black community, you get these deadbeat ass niggas that fuck these girls that happen to be between the ages of maybe 16 and maybe 25, specifically those ages. Black women, beautiful as ever, goddesses, black queens, and they get knocked up by these losers, and
left out ratchet.
okay, ratchet, whatever it may be, and they talk about problems this, problems that, and what could have been this and that. Bitch, if you would have used the fucking condom, maybe you wouldn't have to use welfare and stop tricking the government or the president and Social Security offices for this welfare, and they trying to use that as a cop-out, and they want to keep sending a nigga to jail. The good guys that actually do want to take care of their girl, even though they don't like the girl, to jail because they want some little bit of money. I feel like everybody should get a certain percentage of welfare checks based on their age and based on how many hours they used to work. So if you work, let's say, 100 hours a week, I think out of that 100 hours, you should times that by 2. So 100 times 2 is, that's 2,000, believe in it.
200.
Excuse me, my bad. Excuse me about that.
That's times 10.
I'm not even thinking straight. It is 200, but
I'm not even in school and I know this.
I'm not in school either, but my brain was kind of racing a little bit. But yeah, 100 times 2 is 200, and I think everybody should get, okay, if you work 100 hours a week, always times that by 2. If you work 60 hours a week, times that by 2. If you work 25 hours a week, times that by 2. So what is your opinion, definition on welfare, black or white?
I'm going to try to put both sides of this. First side I'm going to make is, I'm tired of the government just giving people money. Like, people need to work for their money, they need to earn their money, because my mom was telling me how she's truly against welfare because her mother, and she grew up in a household of 6 kids, 1 mother, no father around nowhere, and she worked, I think she had at least like 3 different jobs just to make ends meet and pay for all the 6 kids living up in that house. And I remember being back in California and going to that house and seeing a bunch of motherfuckers in that crib.
You said it was small as hell.
And it was small as hell. And you gotta take into consideration, out in Cali, the cost of living is just preposterous. It's crazy.
I can attest by that because I used to live in New York City, Flushing, Queens. Shout out 718. And you know, shout out to my man Brooklyn, holding down Brooklyn. You know, it exactly what he's saying. I can agree with that. Like I said, I attest because Cali is just like fucking New York City. I never been to California, but I'm saying price-wise. Price-wise is crazy. Women-wise, is, you know, there's all sorts of women in different sets and different educations and just different locations where you can visit to get more traditional with your roots. And this back to him.
And then the other side of welfare is there's some people in actuality that really need welfare because there's just because somebody is homeless does not mean they're lazy, or just because somebody is dirt ass poor, that does not mean they're lazy. You never know what could happen. They could have had some type of disease or some type of accident or some type of disability like we were talking about, and they got medical bills out the ass that they just cannot pay for because the medical bills could just keep stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. By the way, and they might need that government assistance to help pay that off.
My mom, she's I'm not saying she's struggling, but she works 2 jobs to try to make sure that we okay. I live with my dad, but she really makes sure that we're all okay. As my mom is almost like she takes care of it, let's say that, you know. But she has MS, and MS is, if you know, it's very deadly, and that's to the day you die. She could be in a wheelchair within 10 years if God willing that she's okay. But I think people like her, I think should get a little bit of money because she's working her ass off, and a lot of people don't know that she has MS, even though she tells some people, and some people just like, oh, she'll be over it. It's not a big deal. And people that don't know what MS is a big deal. Oh, so the guy, he gets Social Security or whatever because he had a little arm accident, so he can't twist his arm a certain way. I don't give a fuck what happened to his arms. People with MS or with scoliosis or with Lyme disease, such as Nellie's sister that died, rest in peace to her, or people like me, because I have a symptom that I don't even know what it is, but it's called Pt.2, the medicine I take. Or people like my man Miles that have Tourette's. People like that should receive some kind of check because that's vital to the world, and it's always going to be necessary, just like food.
But what about the people that have that and they use it as an excuse? Like, my friend's bipolar, and every time she gets pissed off, she goes, well, I'm bipolar, so it's okay. So what do you feel like people that use their disability as a crutch?
As a crutch. Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like as a crutch, that's on some, I have no real reason why I want to say what I need to say because I'm making up some bullshit, and because I just feel like I just want to say what the fuck I want to say. So I want to be a badass and a thug because I want to be a badass and a thug. So I want to sell drugs to the community. I just want to sell drugs. I just don't give a fuck. Sometimes it's like that, but at the same time, I think it's people that just want to just piss you off. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. That's just my brief statement about that.
Just because you have a disability or some type of illness, you still gotta be a productive member in society. You can't use that as an excuse just to do some old dumb shit, like just yell at people or just do some type of crazy shit and just be like, oh, I'm bipolar, or just be bouncing around in class and acting up in school and saying, oh, I have ADHD. That's just an excuse. That's not, people don't live off excuses. Exactly. You gotta be just, you gotta be truthful, you gotta have integrity, and you gotta be a respectable person in society.
And what happened, man, you know what I mean, when I get on, I made a statement, there's plenty of times in my videos, but what happened to respect? Nobody respects nobody no more. What happened to the good old days when I talked to a girl? Yes, I say girl, because, you know, we're both young adults. You know, my girl Ashley, 17, I'm 19, my man Jeremy's 20. We're young adults, you know. And what happened to the day, you know, you look her into the eyes, you know, her eyes right now, you like, how you doing today? I had a great day today, honey.
Yeah, true that.
Are you okay? Instead of niggas like this is a thug nigga, this today. Yo, what's up, bitch? When you gonna fuck my dick? Or suck my dick? You know what I'm saying? They would say some shit like that versus the nice guy, because we don't have no respect no more, you know.
And why is the youth so stuck on themselves that they can't care about others and other people out here?
And I'm speaking from a teenage.
And they gotta be so goddamn selfish too.
And I don't know why, because I'm 19. I'm a youth too. I mean, even though I'm an adult, I'm still young as a motherfucker. I'm 19, and I can attest by this.
It's all about me. They don't think about their family. They don't think about their parents.
It's all about that money and swag.
Like he was telling me one time, people act like they afraid to just hug their mom and kiss their mom on the cheek and just tell her that
I kiss
they
my
love
mom
her
every day. Motherfuckers act like they don't want to kiss their mom. I'll die for my mom. I give my mom anything she wants. She can have my fucking blood marrow, nigga. She can have, if she needed a kidney, I don't know if I, you know, hopefully don't get to that point, but she needed, I mean, that's my mama. What most people need to realize, you know what he said, showing affection, there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of life. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to my girl Ashley, and I was thinking about my man Ace. Tears came down my eyes on some real shit. She didn't make fun of me, she didn't laugh at me, unlike Marissa Barber, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck that bitch.
She was cool. Because everybody do cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. I don't get enough of that. And the thing is, your mom brought you into this world. Your mom, she's going to be loyal until you die. She will kill somebody, not necessarily, but for you, she's the first one in your life and the last one in your life. She gave you life on this earth. The least you can do is not go to jail.
What about for the people that's moms talk shit about them and send them to jail for no reason? What about people like that? Their moms really don't give a fuck.
I'm going to let Jeremy have this.
I'm going to say, even if your mom, even if she did like a lot of fucked up things, at the end of the day, that's still your mom. You still gotta show her that kind of respect. Like, even if, I'm gonna say, even if maybe she doesn't even deserve it, you still just out of respect, because that's the person that gave you life into this world. You still gotta give them.
Oh, another thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about, what do you think of police officers that harass black males for no reason? And I'm speaking from living in Tennessee, because there was another time, no, it was last year exactly, my friend Jeremy was waiting for me when I was coming to the mall, which is him. He was 18, which was last year, and no, he was 19, I was 18. And the man had a nerve to come to him and say, you need to turn down this music, or are you selling drugs? Why is it because he's bumping music and sitting in the parking lot, is he selling drugs? That's the most bullshit, and he had the audacity, that's ludicrous, that's very, what do you think about that? I mean, Jeremy, how did you feel when the man thought you sold drugs?
I feel like he was just how cops do. They just harass us every day for no reason.
The man had a job and he was in school. He's fucking 19. Why he gotta sell drugs? Because he's black. Because he had bass in the fucking studio and on his speakers. If that came out right.
Yeah.
I mean, and
cops are just always racial profiling and just
because I have
stereotyping and putting us all in a box. And now I want to get on the topic of sisters, our black women.
Okay, black women.
Why do our black women all put us in the same category? Like they think niggas is all the same, niggas is that, niggas is this, niggas is that. And it's not true. Like, niggas can be faithful, niggas can be loyal, niggas can provide.
There's niggas that will die for
put food on the table. Yeah.
Legally food, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, legally, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to keep touching on this subject because I know I'm touching it a lot because it is relevant, but it's always gonna be relevant to the day we die, to the day I die. I just really feel like I just want to say this first of all. I love my beautiful black sisters forever. My mom is a sister, and I love her to death. My black women, I have not gave up on you. I have not. But until you stop this bullshit and blaming everybody for your mistakes and take ownership of what you should do, then that's when shit's always gonna be the way it is. Because y'all quick to blame a nigga for his mistakes and all this bullshit and his flaws, but yeah, you won't look past your flaws. And you can't look past what's going on with you. Maybe it's me that's not doing something right, or maybe it's me that I need to talk to you more. It's not the guy. It's always you.
And that's not every black woman's like that.
I'm not saying every black woman, but the majority of them is like that. Because I can attest from living in New York, New York City and Tennessee. I lived in New York and Tennessee, so I can tell you from both experience. He lived in California and Knoxville, Tennessee.
Why do a lot of my sisters out here, they only want a brother or a nigga with money, or the baller in the club, or the rap star, or the athlete? Why can't just the average dude that's just going to school, trying to get a good job, just trying to better himself, can get a loyal, I don't want to say fine, but just a loyal, truthful sister? That's
almost like a color thing, because I knew white girls too, and it's almost like not even sister, they just want a thug nigga. He don't have to be a thug. They love that baller shit because they just love the thrills and excitements of what's going to happen every second. They love the surprisement of what he can have or what he cannot have. They love 10 seconds from now, shit, am I gonna get locked up or am I gonna get fucked? That's the problem with most of these hoes. Or, are we going to the stadium, or is he gonna buy me a $20,000 Gucci bag? That's the same thing. They love ballers. Basically, let me just let you know, until the end of time, women of any color, not just black, but maybe if that's the case, they always gonna love thug niggas. They always gonna love ballers. They always gonna love gigolos. And they always gonna love people that can give them money illegally, even if it's not just, excuse me, this words is not coming to my head.
I just want to give a shout out to all the sisters that's out there, that's going to college, that's trying to achieve their goals, even though they got obstacles that's keeping them in between,
and with babies as well,
because they might not have their father, they might have seen their brother get arrested, they're going through all types of trials and tribulations because niggas out here are just acting retarded, like just doing dumb shit, not treating them right, abusing them, doing all types of just
DMX had a fucked up life. Remember that, Jay?
Yeah, just doing all types of stupid shit. I just want to give a shout out to all the true sisters out there that's holding it down.
I want to speak to Ashley. You don't necessarily have to give a long input, but from the Caucasian point of view, what would you say to all this, or just pinpoints? What would you say?
I'd say that...
Speak up a little bit too.
I agree.
I mean, don't you got anything else to say to that? You don't have to be nothing breed, just speech is home.
I mean, I feel like people use their pregnancies, like getting pregnant at a young age as an excuse not to succeed. Like, not black or white, like, they're like, oh, I got pregnant at 16, so I'm not going to go to college, I'm not going to work, I'm just going to rely on everyone around me,
My mom got pregnant with me when she was 19, but she's doing hell of a good right now. She got pregnant when she was 19, my age. Look at me now. My mom's taking care of me. She raising a nigga in the streets. She whooped my ass when I needed it. She gave me, gifts, hugs, kisses. When I was crying, she put me on her shoulder. That's a cop-out, man.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Come on, man. That's until I die, man. I love my mom. I always love my mom.
Aww.
And I want to get on, why are we so quick to donate and help people, like...
Charity doesn't get to the ghetto.
From overseas, but we not willing to help our own people in our own community.
Please make
sure in the inner cities, in the ghettos, like you said.
Please make sure that you get this on camera. Are you viewing everything?
We can help everybody else, but we can't help our own.
We are motherfucking like $10 million in debt. But motherfuckers are sending food overseas, sending gasoline.
Yeah, it's way more than
that. It's like billions, really.
We send motherfucking keys overseas to take care of this overseas. We got motherfucking wars overseas that we don't even need to go over. Everything is raw and relentless for no reason. Everything is just stop. This is bullshit. Excuse me for getting mad, but it's like that. It's always gonna be like that. And motherfuckers is constantly sending food and care packages overseas for no motherfucking reason, not even validated, to make sure that we love as a country. What the fuck does love have to do with motherfuckers is still starving on the street right now?
I
You can go to your
understand.
block and you can see people starving right now on the streets. No money, no place to sit, no houses, no nothing, no mama, no daddy, no clothes on their back, no welfare, no none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, because our house just got hit by lightning. You were there. And no one helped us, you know. We had to buy everything. We spent $7,000 in 1 week. And we really needed that money, you know. Like, we needed it for our new house and everything. So, I mean, I understand. No one helps. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah. And in order to build, you got to destroy.
Go ahead, spit the truth, Jay.
We got to destroy all the ignorance in our community so we can build wisdom, so we can build understanding, so we can build knowledge.
So
Because sometimes things need to be eradicated in order to build something new, in order for something better to be reborn.
Jay, man, what do you feel about, what do you think is going to happen within the next 2 years? Black or white, man? Anything. You don't have any topic that you can think of.
What's going to happen?
You know, apartheid, hypocrisy, government, Illuminati, anything.
What's gonna
The world ending.
The world ending. I don't know if the world's going to end.
That's not, but anything. Something legitimate.
I feel like in the next 2 years, if we don't change our act, we're going to run out of resources, we're going to run out of materials, and people are really going to go hungry, and people are really going to go crazy.
And I want
it's going to be chaos.
It's going to be, because 2 years from now, I'm going to be 21 in 2 years. So,
unless we see some type of change, like Obama, government, like, we out here, like, listen to the people.
Tupac, man, you know, I'm sorry to bring up Tupac's name, but Tupac been saying this shit since 96, has he not? He's been saying this motherfucking shit for the law. This is nothing new. Tupac Shakur has been saying this since 96, if not below that. He's been saying this way before. The problem is people are just not realizing that. I was like, it took 15 fucking years or 16 years to realize that, and the man Tupac been saying this since 1995, 1996. No, for real, you can go look up a Tupac interview right now in 95, 96. He been saying the same shit, has he not, Jay?
Yeah.
This was way back in the day, and now it's coming back. And for people that think he's alive, y'all need to cut that bullshit alive, because I get tired of saying that. He's dead. The man is resting in peace. You know, I'm a big fan. I hate when people, you know, I'm offended by that. But I mean, if we stop using resources from other countries, we can not depend on other countries. So if they cut us off, we would be fucked. Because if you think about it, we have. I read somewhere that we have 60 million barrels, if not more, of oil, which can last over 30 or 40 years. That's not going to be a long time, but it's decent for now, so we can build our own refineries. I understand that we have the horrible spill of 1985 or 1986 with Exxon, but that's 30 years ago. That's, you know.
And I just want to say, that's why we go into war with Afghanistan. That's why we've been in the Middle East. Not for, not to create democracy in the Middle East, because that's a bunch of bullshit. We're going there for resources. We're going there for oil. That's the only reason why we out there bombing their countries and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Do y'all feel like war should end, or do you feel like they should just drop the bullshit and like make peace? Because, you know, there's people in war that need to go home and visit their family because, you know, like they just had kids and they haven't seen their baby yet. You know, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like we should end the war, and I feel like what the government's not doing, you got these soldiers coming back to regular society, coming back there, and they got all types of mental disorders from being in combat for so long, and the government's not doing anything to help these soldiers for our country out when they get back into normal society, because they need to adjust, because they're not used to just being in normal society like we are today.
Exactly.
They're used to combat, they're used to killing, they're used to violence. So they need more medical procedures and more programs to help our troops out that just came back from Afghanistan or overseas or in the Middle East.
So, what do you, Jay? What do you feel about the whole? I'm gonna just break it down. What do you feel about this new trend of people about houses? I'm gonna bring this up. You know how people can't afford their houses, so they continue to stop paying the rent, but they still live there. What do you think about that shit? It is illegal, but people get away with it. It's almost like stealing if you think, but it's not stealing. I mean, if you don't have the money to live in a house, you should just move out. Stop living in the house, and you have to pay the mortgage. But most people, I'm sure you heard that on the news. It's been on the news.
Yeah.
It's been. I've been wanting to ask that.
Dang, that's a tough one.
I
feel like
every day.
I'm gonna do more research on this, but we need to find a way to get our the realtor business up, because the people are not buying houses anymore. They don't have the money to. Like this recession is for real. Like people are not buying houses. The economy's not growing at all.
Niggas is always broke, selling drugs. Nigga, I swear, man.
And when you got people that's not buying houses and losing money and losing work, that creates more violence in the community. That creates more robbings. That creates more stealings. And we all need to come together and find some kind of solution to this problem. Because it's really affecting us, like, for real. Now, let's keep walking. I like walking.
Okay.
Let's talk.
How do y'all feel about, like, you know, blacks and whites, like, young girls giving themselves up to guys so they stay? You know, there's like 12 and 10-year-olds having sex with their guys, you know?
Any woman that has to do that, leave his fucking ass. Because if you have to have sex with him or he can stay, he ain't worth your time. He ain't worth your effort. He ain't worth no energy at all. He just want to get some pussy. He can get that from any hoe. Matter of fact, he can go across the street and talk to little girls and fucking prostitutes. That's what happened right now.
Oh, there goes the fire truck. Basically, what I'm gonna say, you don't need to have sex with somebody to show them that you love them. Like, there's other ways to, like, show a female that you love them that doesn't have to involve sex. So these girls need to be mindful, and they need to think before they give it up. Like, okay, I'm just gonna say, your pussy, your vagina, it's precious. Like you don't want some dirty ass nigga to just scar that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially at a tender or at a young age. We need more girls to be more aware and be more smart and not just give it up on the first day. Like, make him work for it.
I don't like no quick and easy pussy, cause you know, like Tupac said, "Lady, take it easy." Had to, you know. If you know, we don't want that. I get around. We don't want that shit. I like to work for the pussy. The pussy is precious to me.
And niggas run up and not to bring it back to like my sister's thing, but niggas run up into our beautiful black women, and that's where that attitude, that's where that that kind of vibe, that's where it comes from. Because we've been constantly just taking advantage of our women, so they begin to build that mentality. Because we're not, as us being young black males, we're not treating our sisters with dignity and treating them with respect. And you need those things. Man. And loyalty.
The only thing I can just add to this, and I'm going to just drop this for the rest of the video because I can talk about this forever. If we just treat women with just respect, treat your mom the way you would treat your girlfriend. That's how I treat Ashley, because Ashley is a woman. She's not a bitch. She's not a hoe. She's not a skeezer. She's not a tramp. She's not a chicken head. She's a young lady. You treat a young lady with respect. But if she acts like a chicken head, a hoe, a tramp, any of that bullshit I just mentioned, that doesn't mean you still have to call that, but you just treat her with less respect until she can treat herself with respect, because that's where it whole stems from. If you can't show yourself with respect, then why have to show you respect? Vice versa. That's just, it ties in with everything.
True that. Real
and it starts from a young age, because if you don't start from a young age, guys or girls, because a guy can have less respect for himself too, and it's going to continue to grow on, and he's not going to really change himself, because if you try to correct somebody at an age right now, he's going to be like, shit, I'm 20 years old, I'm 25, or the girl will be like, I'm almost 17. It's too late by then. It's the same thing with these kids going to jail, and a grown man going to jail. That's another thing too I'm going to talk about. When these people come out of jail and they can't get a job, that's the problem, because they're going to go back to selling drugs, or they're going back to robbery because they cannot get a job to get a felony. Yes, I know what they did was wrong, but at the same time, I think you should give some of these people a chance. Because that's another thing too, they don't have no kind of rehabilitation system, because people come out of jail, it's just like the war, they're scarred, because a lot of shit in jail, I've never been in jail, but it's fucked up from what I heard and seen on movies and TV. I mean, Jay, do you have anything to add to that? They need some kind of rehabilitation. rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation.
Because when they come out of jail, it's everybody's fucked up. They different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because like what they did is the past. Like I hate like people that bring it up because you know what you did. I mean, yeah, it could be bad and stuff and shit, but you know, keyword past. So forget the past and live in the future.
Malcolm X said it's not a crime to be a criminal, it's just a crime to remain a criminal. So even though you're a criminal, you can still be a successful person in this life. Don't let what you did in the past define your future.
Gotta be military minded.
And just because you went to jail, that definitely does not mean you can't be successful. Some of our heroes went to jail. Malcolm X went to jail. Martin Luther King went to jail.
Rosa Parks.
Nelson Mandela went to jail.
Nelson Mandela was in jail for 27 years in a fucking 12x4 in the smallest ass cell. He didn't complain. Look at Nelson Mandela. I'm proud of the little man. I love Nelson Mandela. I mean, Jay, everybody been in jail at least once. Not us. I'm just saying like our most heroes, you know.
And then, not to bring race into this, but why when we kill each other, that shit never gets reported on the media?
It's because
or on the news. But if a white person or somebody else gets killed, it's sensationalized. It's like, oh, a tragedy would have happened. When we killing ourselves constantly in the ghettos and the inner cities.
See, the problem is when you see black on black crime, nobody wants to attest that because they feel like it's less of a life, almost like a bug's life. When you see a bug on the windshield of a car, you just wipe it off with the windshield. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. That's the same way as white Americans. Not all white Americans, I don't want anybody to get offended, but some white Americans feel. Because when a black person kills another black person, it's almost like they just nuking each other, and it's almost like a self-cleaning oven, and it's not a self-cleaning oven. But when a white person killed, it's all hell, or it's a search team across the waters for that. When Trayvon Martin got killed, rest in peace to the kid, the little man was 13 years old. He was a child. He did not deserve to get killed. So Zimmerman is out of jail, but
he was 17 now.
Or 17, excuse me. But Zimmerman is out of jail. But if he was black, like other way around, Zimmerman would be locked under the motherfucking jail. That's a fact.
I feel like they investigated it more. He'd be locked up for life because, you know, there's evidence saying that like.
I thought he was 13. I didn't know he was 7. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's 17.
But he's still a kid.
That's still young.
He was still in high school.
That's still young.
I mean, he's 2 years younger than me.
And why do we constantly continue to bring each other down and kill each other when we should all just come together and fight against the power structure? Whether it be the brute police that's brutalizing us constantly, or the government, or just whatever. Just the ones that have power, the ones that have control.
It's all about time management, man. I feel like sooner or later it's just gonna crack like a bomb. You read the book, you ever read any books about Stalin?